And there you have it. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. This result was coming, people. This result was coming. For weeks, we've been carrying man out there. We've been carrying players for weeks, for months, for a few years. Players who don't deserve to be wearing the Arsenal shirt. This performance today was a disgrace. That lineup was ridiculous. When you know that you're going up against a midfield that is strong, that is industrious. You put Jorginho again at captain. You put Havertz, who you've been sitting out for a large chunk of the past few weeks. You decide to put Havertz in there. And then you have Rice. To be fair to Rice, Rice was very industrious in the first half. He had a lot of gut-busting runs because we were getting nothing else from the other midfielders. We wasn't getting anything from Martinelli. Martinelli would get the ball, he would pass the ball back. Saka would get the ball, he would pass the ball back. To be fair, one of our most attacking players was Tomiyasu from the left side. Tomiyasu was our most attacking player in the first half. Fan favorite Eddie, you know this wasn't the game for him. Strong defenders, big defenders. This wasn't a game for Eddie. He's just going to run around but offer nothing. And then by the second half, he starts to just walk. He doesn't give you any type of runs off the ball. He doesn't show for the ball. And that's why he ultimately always gets subbed in the second half, because he does so much nonsensical running in the first half that by the second half he just tires himself out. Again, why we need a proper center forward in this team. 600 million and we don't have a target man, a proper gun man. Havertz, who offers nothing in attack, who offers nothing in midfield, lit a fuse under the Newcastle crowd, lit a fuse under the Newcastle players. A rash challenge on Longstaff a few minutes before the halftime break not only gets himself into a bit of a scuffle, he gets 3 Newcastle players booked because of it, because they were upset. You have a Bruno Guimaraes who lost his head in the first half. I don't know what Jorginho did to him. He was targeting Jorginho damn near the whole match. Damn near the whole match. And didn't get a foul. Nobody's seen it. Even the commentators said, hey, halftime's coming at the right time for this player because he lost his head. What's crazy is I'm giving this match review, and as you could see, I'm talking about events, not any style of play, any good build-up, no goals, That's how rubbish the first half was. The second half was no different. Second half was more of the same. And this game was calling for a substitution. But there's Mikel Arteta just watching. There's his assistant coaches just sitting on the bench. This game reminded me of Liverpool away at the second half of the season last year, where you could see the momentum shifting. You could see that Liverpool were growing into the game, and Arteta just stands there. He just watches. It's like Brighton at home last year, where you could see the momentum shifting, and Arteta's just standing there watching. He's just watching as the game slips away. It reminded me of the Carabao Cup game during the midweek, where you could see momentum shifting. We're not offering anything. The players out there aren't giving anything. You could see it, but the manager doesn't see it. He just stands there and he just watches as the game goes. Newcastle make a few changes, and sure enough, luckily he didn't score a goal on us, Joe Willock, but he got a favorable decision. From the replays, you could see that the ball went out of play. It crossed the line. Willock quickly brought the ball back into play, crossed it into the box, where Joe Linton has two hands on the back of Gabriel. Gabriel, whether or not you want to say he wasn't strong there, he was looking for a foul, it's whatever. From the replays, you could even see Joe Linton's leg is ahead of play. Referees doesn't call it. Joe Linton misses the ball. Gabriel is on the floor. Gordon hits the ball into the back of the net. After 3 VAR checks, 3 for all of those sequences of play that I just mentioned, Newcastle get the goal. 25 minutes to go. You're thinking, okay, Arteta, this decision went against us. Newcastle is a good defensive side. They're playing a low block. Eddie's not giving us anything. Havertz isn't giving us anything. Martinelli isn't beating Trippier on the wing. Saka gave us nothing. So you're thinking, you know what? We're not getting anything from the midfield. Make a change. No, I can't. He's not going to make a change. He just lets it continue to play out. Arteta finally makes a change. Doesn't make a difference. By then, we're chasing the game. He takes off Ben White for Zinchenko. He moves Tomiyasu over to the right. Zinchenko over to the left. It's no creativity. We make these substitutions. The formation doesn't change. And you're expecting a different result. You're bringing on players who are not offensive minded. And you're thinking the result is going to change. We dominated in possession, but the possession meant nothing because we wasn't doing anything with the ball. We were getting all these corners, but many of the corners that came in wasn't beating the first man. This result today was a symptom of the season. We haven't been playing well all season. All season, we haven't been playing well. Our style of play is non-existent at times. The Chelsea game was a mirage. Sevilla was a mirage. Man City was a mirage. You can look at all of these games where we got something out of it as a mirage. We have not been playing well. We've been carrying players, carrying them, because we have guys that don't offer us anything. They don't keep the ball moving. Eddie is not good enough up top. Jorginho is not good enough in midfield. We need wingers that can provide competition. Again, Saka offered nothing today. Dan Burn, again, just like last year. Dan Burn at left back, and Saka at no point wanted any part of him. It got to the point that Dan Burn started to take the mick and just started kicking him, fouling him on purpose, because Saka wasn't offering anything. Then they moved Trippier out there, and Saka didn't offer anything. They brought Livramento on. Martinelli lost that battle. We spent $600 million, and the team is worse. $600 million, and the team is worse. Make that make sense. And it's to the point that you could see this Arteta 4 years. Let's have a good time. 4 years of my manager is the best looking and come on guys and all this rubbish. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. You could see it. This guy is not the guy. He is not the guy. And it's a shame. Because it took 4 years of this for people to see. More and more people are seeing this. More and more people are seeing this. Even though we had 8th, 5th, 93% of the season first end up in second. It's taken this long, but it's finally coming to an end. Lucky for us, there's a Champions League game midweek. Sevilla at home. Remember, it took 2 moments of brilliance from Jesus to get something out of that game. Towards the end of that game, Rakitic saw something. Every time he got on the ball, he launched it into the box. I'm going to be expecting that same style of play in the upcoming game. They're going to try to shithouse themselves into getting the goal. They're going to keep doing that same thing because we have nothing in the midfield. Eddie is not going to do anything against their center backs. So we're talking about a losing streak. After people were saying, well, we're unbeaten in the league. The Carabao Cup mauling doesn't mean anything. I'm not looking forward to Sevilla midweek. I'm not. And then you got people already counting a Burnley game at home as a win. Remember, Burnley like to play football. Burnley like to possess the ball. What Burnley lacks is people to put in the net. Don't count that as a win, as you've been looking at how we've been playing these past few weeks. Do not count that as an easy win. But back to today. Now we're in third place. Man City won. Six goals today they scored. Spurs play Chelsea on Monday. And you could already see the gap opening up. You can already see the gap opening up. We haven't played Villa yet. We haven't played Liverpool yet. I'm telling you, this season looks like it's going to be the end of this manager. I'll see you in the next one.